That's all I feel like listening to. Alright, that's it. What the fluff is up, YouTube? How we doing today? Today I'm going to be walking you through my track, Anime. That was Hammy. Also, shout out these Oreos that are really stuffed. Anime. First of all, let's talk about why I made this song. The lyrics say anime multiple times, and then builds up to anime. A drop. And we also got hentai in there. So I had just gotten back from Canada. I went to Anime North, and like I was like, this is anime. I'm just going anime cons now. What is anime? I don't know. Everyone likes anime. They like this really fast music. So I was like 175 BPM. I'm just gonna make a drop, and it's just gonna say anime over and over, and that's what I'm gonna do for 6 months or something. So that's what I did. So yeah, my name is GrooveCube. Here we are. This is the track. There's stuff in there. Got 69 tracks. I added Smash Mouth just to make it 69. So let's start at the top. If you haven't heard the song, it's out already. It's on Tiny Waves Records. Shout out Tiny Waves. Shout out Nee for putting the samples in here. Shout out Anime. Shout out everybody else that wants a shout out. So here's the first thing we got. This is just nothing. Well, neither is that. Okay, so here's the kick and snare. So it builds up.
Don't watch an anime.
And it's just that. Got the kick and the snare. It's a simple kick. I do a lot of like compression, glue compression. I use the Oxford inflator. It's pretty good. It's good. This is without it. This with. You can see how much of an impact that makes. Like that's super weak, and then with all this on it. I mean, it's like compressed, but that's what you gotta do. You gotta compress stuff in this day and age. Shout out. Ogres.
Well, I guess you better be going.
Yeah, we gotta start. Thank you, Shrek. It's a kick and a slap, and then there's one like big kick, and like underneath this we got the kick, which is this, just a regular kick, and then we got a clap mixed with another clap. No, it's a snare. So that's panned to the left also, and then we got another clap, which is really EQ'd and saturated. So is that one. They're pretty weird EQs. Shout out weird EQs. And then we got the build-up drums. I'm sure what those sound like. Maybe I should actually be using my pop filter. Anime. Yeah, so it's the same kick, snare, and the drop. I think it changes when it goes hentai time. So here, I'll show you what that sounds like. Here it's building up. And pretty much I just added another layer to the group. Added this just a big snare, but I EQ'd out the low end so the kick would still come in. That's kind of like the bones of the song. What happened there? It's just a snare that just pans left and right, I think. Yeah, see, you can see it go. Yeah, fun stuff like that is fun. Sometimes you put effects in the kick and snare section. You're probably not supposed to, but you do whatever you want. I got the claps and the snares. They're all going to returns, and they're hitting these reverbs. And I'm just using like Valhalla plate. And then I'm also doing the Abbey Reverb EQ, where I just take out below 500 something, and then I take out the over 9, 10K, whatever. It adds the reverb, but it also keeps the original sound of the clap. So this is without reverb. You can see how drastic it will sound. Dry AF. So here's all those reverbs. I got a fast one, which you can hear. A medium one for things that are medium range, and then far reverb. Pretty much all of like the instruments that are meant to be farther away have far reverb, which is basically room reverb is for far away, plate is for closer most of the time. Also, I don't know everything, don't get mad at me. Alright, so that's the kick and snare. Good job. Oh, shout out these glasses. They're not prescription, they're the ones that block the blue light. Shout out. Alright, so we went through the kick. Next we got the sub bass. Good old ASMR Oreo eating. So, we went through the kick and snare, the sub bass. Let's talk about the bass, the sub bass. So in the intro it's just this. Shout out headphone gangs. You may not have heard that if you were blah 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 whatever. We know what sub bass is. If you don't, it's that. Check out this. And in the drop, it just does more stuff like this. It's just like very sidechained. And we can see I think I'm on just one note, but it's an octave up. So I'm on D, and then it just goes down to probably D0. So we're still on the sub bass. Sub bass is pretty much I get all my subs at Subway. Shout out that. And then you EQ it at this thing, and then you compress it, and then you make sure it's in the middle of your mix, and then you compress it, and then compress, and then kickstart it. I use this for sidechain. Sometimes you use manual sidechain. You can see here, I switch it because it was a build-up, so it was all those kicks that were happening. So I couldn't do that in Kickstarter. Kickstarter is good for like simple floor on the floor stuff, but if you want to do more complex sidechain, you got to do a compressor sidechain and route it to your kick. Check out this ASMR candle lighting. All right, that's all you need to know about the sub. It's simple. It sidechains through that thing, and then sometimes it sidechains through another thing. Next, we got your hats and your crashes. Oh, and then it goes faster. What do we got? We got a lot of track panning going on in here. Yeah, I do a lot of track panning in my songs. So this one just goes like to the right and then to the left by 9. And then this also goes 9 to the left and then 9 to the right, but there's this big dip which doesn't need to be there. And they're adjacent to each other. One's going to the right side, one's going to the left side, and they're just switching sides like this. Then you got a crash, which is just chilling, doing its little crash thing. It's like a boom and a rise. I think this one is a little bit quieter. Yeah, it's -5 dBs, and that one's a -1, so they don't sound like they're just the same all the time. I know sometimes I'll even come in here and like transpose them. See, I was about to there, just to make them sound a little different. All these hats are in a group compressed together. Glue compression. Shout out glue compression. You got the build-up, which is more crashes and hats. Sounds like it's also got some filters on there. What is this? So that is an almond break. I just like filtered up. See? And I think it also was like this originally, and then I recorded it to make it duplicate itself. And then for the drop, it's just like fast crashes here. Like erosion. Erosion's cool. See? I boosted those frequencies to the key of the song. So the key is in D. So I boosted the D frequency, and then also maybe the 5th is the A. That wasn't prominent enough, I guess, so I did that. I don't know. And now, the good stuff. We got the drop, dude. We have a Kickstarter, another Kickstarter, an auto filter, and a glue compressor. Let's dig into the sounds. Oh, so we got offbeat stabs over here. It just keeps the boom, 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 boom. I added some hip hop puncher saturation to it, compressed it, and I sausage fattened it.
Enemy.
All it is just this one beginning smash, or whatever you call it. Just a bow, followed by these like this weird attacking things, and it's just layered, those two layers. So turn off the sidechain, because this is a sub bass sidechain, so it's sidechains a lot, so it's taking it off, it sounds like this. And we know that sounds bad. We all can say that that sounds bad, right? It's like that EQ is nuts. What is going on there? It's a bunch of weird EQ cuts. I got the Hauss effect on there, which Hauss effect just makes everything wider. Takes the signal and puts it in the left and the right, and it delays the left by like 15 milliseconds. So it sounds like... These pitch bends are pretty useless, right? They're just there, except here. So I love doing that kind of stuff. And then we go into the second section. And that's pretty much the same thing with more hi-hats. Then the notes change. Let's do the hentai drop. Here we go. So you got a pitch bend happening. Does a couple different things. So this is an acid and then a kick. Got a lot of effects on it, and then where this really gets its sound from is the frequency shifter. So this is without that. That was with, and this is without. So it sounds super boring without the frequency shifter. That's where it gets its sound. 573 hertz, I think, is the whatever D is. Yeah, so it's around D. So I made the frequency whatever the key of the song was, and then I just messed with the dry wet, and then this is like the big screamer right here. No frequency shifter this time, and just like sausage fattener, and then Kickstarter comes on for certain parts, because so this is where I use the Kickstarter for style. See, that's with it. Without it. Pretty cool. We got some EQing. Pretty much I just go through, like I find a bad EQ or a good one, and I'll like take it away or add it. Got some additive EQ. Got some compression. So all this stuff makes it loud. What is this? More frequency shifting. More saturation. I'm into that. So that saturation does a lot there. More kickstarting, sausage fattener, and then EQing and OTT. And this is the double hentai section. Shout out double hentai section. Pretty much the same thing in there, except it focuses more on the vocal. So everything matches that. So that just matches the die. Shout out Smash Mouth. Filtered, yeah, that's getting filtered a lot. Let's talk about the weird sound in here, which I don't even know how I made. So that's just the frequency shifter, and it's going down an octave, but hitting like just these two notes. Yeah, so this is very frequency shifted. So if you turn it off, it sounds like crap. And also you got the pitch bend happening. So like, what the frick? Got like weird pitch bending. Phase wet is shifting. This warp thing is changing just for a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much that. So that's pretty much the drop. Just a bunch of sounds, you know. Sounds that I thought sounded good, and put them together and spent months making those sounds sound the way I want. That's what music is. Boom. Next thing, we got a chip lead. We got some EQ things, Kickstarter, glue compressor, and then these I believe are two similar things, but one's panned to the left, so let's listen. So we got a high one and then a low one. It builds up. So you got some EQs happening. That's cool. So during the drop, the chip leads are just like chipping away. They're pretty important. They're like, they offset the offset step. So here without them, it's kind of boring. So then they're having more fun there. Fun stuff with the chip lead. Shout out chip lead. Alright, stop shouting stuff out, Ricky. Alright, here we are at the vocals. Look at all that volume automation. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. So sorry. Anybody watching this, just sorry. We got the sends going to a vocal plate, and then we also got a far reverb. So it's like a mix between both. The thing kind of builds up here. So that way you get used to the vocal before it comes in. This one's fun though. I'll show you that one. How'd I do that, you ask? Let's find out. I have no idea. So it looks like I'm transposing it. So it starts at 0, then it goes down to -10. So this is Vocaloid. It starts off with this, which is what is that, Miku, and then Diva. So it's 2 different Vocaloids together, and then it just keeps on getting layered more. Here comes in another one, which I believe is an octave down. Also got some effects on it. And then we add another layer. Also this is in there.
Anime.
Which is this.
Anime called Boku. Man, this shit is so wrong in so many motherfucking levels, yo.
Whoa, profanity is bad. So we got this, which is like a pitch corrector. So it's, I mean, they're already in key, but I did it anyways. Just because. And then we have the CLA vocals, which is an amazing plugin. Makes it louder, adds some compression and treble, and just does good stuff. Ping pong relay, and it's limited to -10. So I mix out to -6 most of the time.
Oh.
Yeah, shout out Tofuku. I used your samples underneath a bunch of other things. No. What is up, YouTube? YouTube. Alright, so we're back. It's later in the day. What's poppin'? What I did here was, it went from like this Vocaloid stuff to the hentai, which is very different from the rest of the track. So basically I had to do all these little things to kind of make it sound like it's supposed to be there. So this is just kind of like a breath, but it's knees breath. So I think that was just there before she said that, so it makes it sound like that she's supposed to be saying that. Also, this is just the H, shout out H, which also makes it sound like that's supposed to be there. So altogether, it just makes it sound smooth. All about those smooth vocals going into more vocals. It's Navi, but it's like pitched up or something. It sounds like the crying baby from Mario games. I'm getting a call. I bet it's a fake number. Let's see.
Are you looking for affordable health insurance with benefits from
No.
a company?
Anyways, here's an S. And that sounds like this. But you wouldn't know that's in there.
GrooveCube.
This part. This is kind of interesting. So I just took this, the anime thing, and just kind of repeated it. Then I put a vocoder on it. So this is just a big stack of vocal stuff. And a tip I learned from Voya is to always take out the mids on your vocoded stuff. At the end, I got a bunch of fun vocals in here. Let's just die. Yeah, let's talk about these vocals, because this is a lot of vocal stuff happening. Looks like I just clipped it up, did a bunch of stuff to it. This is from one of my other songs.
Please die.
Please die.
Just doubled the layer on it. Shout out, good old Ben Briggs.
Yeah, notes. We got some exclusive Tiny Waves mixtapes.
Nice. Now we got some piano. So it's like the main kind of 4 chords for the chorus, and then just added a bunch of little things to it. And it looks like I have some panning happening on that one. So that's arpeggiated. And it looks like it filter sweeps. I used Contact 5. They have a lot of really good pianos. Piano is just like lower here. All dark and whatnot. And then we go crazy with 3 pianos. That was fun part. Alright, what's next? Next we got some chords. This is mainly for like the in-betweens and the intro parts. So we got one that's panned to the right, one panned to the left, and then one that goes left to right. This one stays in the right, and the left one. The one that goes from left to right is this one. And this is just, this is arpeggiated. This one's fun. And we got the Haas effect on it. So that's good, plays with your ears. Alright, we got some strings. Shout out to the strings. Woo! Woo! Oh, this is a staccato. Let's see. Or a pizzicato. Arp. So we got one of those. So we got that one's panned to the right, that's panned to the left. So we have 2 things playing left and right, and then one kind of to the right. That's the like the arpeggiated thing. So the strings do this. And then I believe we just end with like the similar kind of thing. See, that's another thing. It's all about blending. So I'm bringing the strings back, but they came from nowhere, so they came from the drop. So I just added this like... That way the strings sound natural. Because without that, it would have just came out of nowhere. So those are the strings. I think I just kind of like glue compressed them. Saturation, glue compression, sidechain, that's all you need to know. Effects, or effectors. I don't know how to spell. We got birds. Yeah. We got depression. We got impacts. We got more birds. And we got ASMR. That's right. And it kind of just builds up into the...
Don't watch an anime.
And then I just kind of group them all together and EQ out the low end. Don't do too much stuff unless I need to. Also, I limit it. And then this is like kind of risers, but I made them manually. So it goes just like... That's for the impact here. Then it also comes back as a riser.
Anime, anime. Anime, anime, anime.
Got that panning on. Let's listen to the beginning only effects. Cool. And then risers. Risers are like the same thing as effects, but I put them in a different thing. All I did was just, oh, he's massive. I think I just took everything and just did pitch, went the pitch up. Smack your pitch up You know what I mean? More risers here. It's a fun one. Alright, so that's pretty much the song.
Follow me on Patreon.
Subscribe.